What is beauty? Is it in the eye of the beholder? Or is it something real, out there in the world? We judge things beautiful all the time. A sunset, a symphony, a mathematical proof. But when we say something is beautiful, what exactly are we claiming? That it has a special property? That it causes a special feeling in us? Or something else entirely? David Hume thought beauty was entirely a matter of feeling. Beauty is no quality in things themselves. He wrote, it exists merely in the mind which contemplates them. On this view, calling something beautiful is just reporting your reaction to it. But Hume noticed a problem with pure subjectivism. We do not just say I find this beautiful. We argue about beauty. We think some people have better taste than others. We expect others to agree. So Hume tried to identify a standard of taste. The ideal critic with broad experience, fine discrimination, and freedom from prejudice. Immanuel Kant took a different approach. Aesthetic judgments are peculiar. They feel subjective. You cannot prove beauty by argument. Yet they also claim universal agreement. When you say this is beautiful, you are not just saying I like it. You are inviting everyone to agree. For Kant, the experience of beauty involves free play between imagination and understanding. The beautiful object fits no concept perfectly but sets the mind into a harmonious, pleasurable activity. This is why beauty feels both personal and universal at once. It is a subjective experience that demands agreement. Kant also distinguished beauty from the sublime, the experience of vastness or overwhelming power. A flower is beautiful. A thunderstorm is sublime. The sublime humbles us while also affirming our rational freedom. Both are aesthetic experiences, but they work differently. In the early 20th century, Clive Bell argued that what matters in visual art is not representation but significant form. The particular arrangement of lines and colors that produces a specific aesthetic emotion. What unifies all great art across cultures and centuries is this formal quality. Frank Sibley drew attention to something interesting. We use special concepts to describe aesthetic experiences. We say things are graceful, garish, balanced, dainty, or powerful. These aesthetic concepts cannot be applied by rule. No set of non-aesthetic features guarantees that something is, say, graceful. This means aesthetic perception requires a kind of taste or sensitivity that cannot be reduced to mechanical rule following. You have to look and see. This is what Sibley called aesthetic perception, a genuine perceptual capacity, not just a subjective reaction. Some philosophers defend aesthetic realism, the view that beauty is a real property of objects, not just a projection of our feelings. On this view, this is beautiful can be true or false in the same way this is red can be. The difficulty is explaining what kind of property beauty would be. One attractive view holds that beauty depends on, or supervenes on, non-aesthetic features. A painting's beauty depends on its colors, composition, and texture. Change those, and you change whether it is beautiful. This suggests beauty is response-dependent, a property things have in virtue of the responses they would produce in ideal perceivers. If beauty is real, what about ugliness? Francis Bacon's paintings are often called disturbing, grotesque, yet they are unmistakably powerful. Maybe aesthetic value is not just about beauty but about a broader category. Artistic excellence, which can include ugliness as a feature, not a defect. Related puzzles arise elsewhere. We feel grief for fictional characters who never existed. We find horror films pleasurable even though they depict terrible things. These paradoxes of fiction challenge simple theories that equate aesthetic pleasure with pleasant feelings. Finally, why does beauty matter? Kant thought the experience of beauty was a foretaste of moral harmony, a hint that the world is hospitable to human purposes. Others see beauty as intrinsically valuable, good in itself. worth seeking for its own sake. The philosophy of beauty refuses to accept the easy answer that beauty is merely subjective, a private taste with no claim on others. Our practices of aesthetic criticism, our arguments about art, our shared sense that some things are genuinely magnificent, all suggest that something real is at stake. What that something is, that remains one of the great open questions.